This lesson's on points, lines, and planes. A point is an exact position or location on a plane surface. To name a point, you typically use the letter that is next to the point to name the point. Also, points have no size. A line is a straight, one-dimensional figure extending infinitely in both directions. There are several ways that you can name a line. You can use in its symbolic form, 2 points on the line with a double-sided arrow above it. You can write out the word line and then 2 points on the line. Or if there is a cursive or script, usually lowercase letter next to the line, you can use that script letter to name the line. And just like points have no size, lines have no thickness. A line segment or segment is a part of a line that is bounded by 2 endpoints. The way that you name a segment is symbolically, you would use the 2 endpoints, the points at both ends of the segment, and then a bar with no arrows above it. Or you can write out the word segment and then indicate the 2 points at the ends of the segment. A ray is a line with 1 endpoint extending forever in one direction. The way that you would name this ray is ray AB. So you would have an arrow. The arrow is always pointing to the right. And the first letter, whenever you're naming the ray, first letter should be the endpoint. You cannot name this ray ray BA. That would be incorrect. You also cannot name this ray ray BA and then have the arrow just pointing to the left. You can use the word ray and then start with the end point of the ray and then another point on the ray. A plane is a flat 2-dimensional surface that extends infinitely. A plane is defined by 3 non-collinear points. Non-collinear means that they are not on the same line. So you can use 3 non-collinear points on the plane to name the plane. Or if there is a script capital letter in one of the corners of the plane figure, you can use that script letter to name the plane. Collinear means on the same line. So non-collinear means not all on the same line. Coplanar means on the same plane. Non-coplanar would mean not on the same plane. In example 1, you want to name a line not contained in plane N. So the only line that is not on the plane N would be line AB. Notice there's several ways that you can name that line. You could name that line AE, line EA. You could name it line AB, line BA, line BE, line BEB. So there's several ways that you can name that line. You just need 2 points on the line to name it. Next, name a plane that contains point B. Point B is on plane N. Again, I can use any of the 3 points, non-collinear points on that plane to name it. Or the simplest way to name the plane would just be plane N. And then 3 collinear points. The only named 3 collinear points in the figure would be points A, B, and E. Those are the only 3 points in the figure that are all on the same line. All right, in this figure, we first want to identify how many planes are shown. So we have, if you look at this as a prism, you have 4 lateral planes. Well, you have a plane up at the top, plane at the bottom, 2 side planes, and then you have a plane in the front, plane in the back, for a total of 6 planes. Next part are points B, E, G, and H, coplanar. Point B, E, and G, 3 of those 4 points there are coplanar, but whenever you add H is not on the same plane as the other 3 points. And then name a point coplanar with D, C, and E. D, C, and E are all 3 on that bottom plane, that bottom surface. So the 4th point that is on that same surface would be F. Next, draw planes M and N intersecting at line HJ. So first we draw the 2 planes. And then the line where those 2 planes intersect, we would just add points H and J on those lines. All right, draw lines R in plane N, line S in plane M, and lines R and S intersect at point J. So the first thing you want to do is draw the 2 planes intersecting. And then on plane N, you should have line R. And then on plane M, you should have line S. And the point where those 2 lines intersect would be point J. And lastly, draw line T containing point H, and line T does not lie in plane M or N. So this is one way that you could draw it. You have a line that's intersecting plane M, and it does not lie in plane M or N. Line T does not lie in either plane.